which is hard to find these days.
Yeah, so.
Anyways, I'll let Sahand take it away, my friend.
All right, thank you so much. I want to give you guys some tips today. It's going to be practical, fun, but what it's going to do, it's not only going to help you improve your performance, stop the plateaus, keep getting your best foot forward on a daily basis, but it's going to also give you more energy throughout your day. Yes, we want to be athletes, we want to be healthy, but how we show up after work, we go to our family or go to our job and we're like tired with brain fog, all of that can be resolved with just a little bit of breathing exercises, which I'm going to take you through. Today's work is going to be how to get that nose decongested so you can breathe with ease. You're going to have less allergies as you do these type of workout and implement it into your training, which is great. You can breathe easily through your nose, but it's going to help you keep performing, keep getting better. It's also going to help your circulation, help your sleep. So it's going to give you more recovery, which means you're going to come back with your best foot forward again. The main goal is to give you something that's applicable and you're going to be able to use. Not just an experience. It's great having an experience, but if you don't learn and don't have this in your back pocket, then you're not going to learn much. It's just philosophy. So what we want to do is you learn how your breathing is communicating with you. So we learn that communication with our body, with our mind, through our breathing. In the context of athletic performance, we want to give your body the capacity to breathe efficiently, but also get more oxygen. And that all happens breathing through the nose. We want to be able to make sure that the nose is functioning correctly. If the nose is not functioning correctly, you're going to go and most people think is efficient way of breathing because you're getting more air. But the more air you get, the less oxygen you're going to get. Most of the time, humans have thought that CO2, carbon dioxide, was a waste gas. But now we know it's actually a vital gas for living. CO2 is the exchanger for oxygen. So when we have low levels of CO2, we don't breathe and we don't get enough oxygen. We have our body, our nervous system constantly monitoring the levels of CO2. So when the CO2 becomes a little bit too much, then the brain says, hey, breathe. We breathe and we offset that balance. But when we hyperventilate, we desensitize the body. We get rid of too much CO2 and the brain says, well, why do we need to breathe? We don't need to breathe. What happens though when we're mouth breathing all the time, whether during the day or during sleep or during exercise, not only we're losing a lot of moisture and a lot of heat from the body, so we get dehydrated, but that moisture and heat needs to come back through our nose to keep it open, keep it sensitized. And we do that by breath holds. Now, fatigue and lactic acid, last piece that I want to cover. We said CO2. So your body's constantly monitoring the levels of CO2. It needs to have a natural threshold for us to get enough oxygen. So what we want to do, we want to build the levels of CO2. We want to use breath holds during training, after training. So you bring back that resilience. So your body keeps more CO2, which means more oxygen, and then keeps more resilience. I'm going to show you how to breathe at the lactic phase, because mouth needs to open. But what we want to do is minimize the CO2 that we're losing, and then how to recover in between sets. We're good. What we're going to do, we're going to walk around circles. I'm going to tell you how to do breath holds. You might have done something similar in the past where you take a normal inhale, normal exhale through the nose. After the normal exhale, you're going to pinch and hold your breath. It's going to be a little bit challenging. And you're going to feel the throat and the diaphragm pulsating when you get to those top steps. And then when you let go, your breathing is going to be heavy. Mouth wants to open. We close the mouth. We don't open the mouth. We try to keep breathing through the nose. And then what we don't want to do is do this. What we want to do is try to calm ourselves down mentally and physically. Keep the nasal breathing and just tell ourselves, it's all good. You're fine. Because when we have nasal breathing, we have control. Doesn't matter how fast your nasal breathing is, I still have control over it. But when I go, that's when I lose too much CO2 and then I'm going to get more lactic acid. It's going to get easier, trust me. Your body has the perfect design. You just got to know how to use it. And again, gentle inhale, gentle exhale, hold. After 15 steps, calm breathing, looking straight. Shoulders, throat, all relaxed. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, but nothing wrong is going to go on. Just trust your body. We have an organ that has emergency blood, red blood cells available, and we never have access to this 20% red blood cells, fresh, full of oxygen. So we're teaching your body to work with less air. But when we use breath holds, like we're doing now, your body goes into a fight or flight, but in a way that is conscious. We're putting our body into a fight or flight state. And your body says, wow, we're going to have a very stressful environment, and it gives us access to 20% more red blood cells that we don't normally have. One of the worst things that we can do to gas ourselves out is do this. And mouth breathing, combined with that, all the blood pulls into the lower diaphragm area, and it's going to give us like pain, diaphragm pain. You've already done all the things that will make this process easier and easier for you. So you can keep doing this for a long time and minimize plateaus and minimize respiratory issues. But right now, what we want to do, rather than dumping all the CO2, we want to teach the body, hey, get your resilience back. Retain some of the CO2 for me so I can keep my airways open and keep getting oxygen to my brain so I can function after here. And now I can also get vital organs flooded with oxygen. Once your breathing efficiency comes back after 3 months, your body already is not fighting for air. Your body's working efficient. Then it says, okay, now it's time to repair. We're not in survival mode because we're breathing correctly. The sleep starts to get better. Circulation gets better. Excess fat gets burnt. And many other benefits. Thank you. Amazing.